Hello, everyone, again. I'm here with my good friend Patrick, and we're here to talk about some stuff. How are you doing, Patrick?
Man, I'm doing great. How you doing, Zane?
Pretty good. Enjoying it, man. I'm so glad that you were able to come last minute, and I know you're a busy man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. So how are things going in your world?
Oh, man, it's crazy. You know, the whole world's crazy right now.
Yes.
But
yes.
I lead a busy life regardless, you know.
Yeah, yeah. So kind of like segueing into this real quick. Again, thanks for coming on the show. But I had a question. What's your mime? What is it that gives you, I guess, your vision, your drive, what are your dreams? You know, or maybe I'm answering this for you, but what is your mime? What is your mime?
Well, where do we start? I'm kind of like the person who, if it can be done, you can do it. Just as long as you believe in yourself. If you get knocked off the horse, you get back up and get back on, and you go on.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of have that motto in life. I believe that you set your mind to it, you can do it.
Yeah.
And I've proven that in a few things I've accomplished in my life. And people have asked me like, "Hey, how'd you do that?" I said, "Well, I just put my mind to it, and here I am."
Wow.
And sure, I mean, my mind works a lot. My wife can tell you that. She's like, "Do you ever not thinking about something?" I'm like, "No, I'm always thinking of a better way to invent the wheel, I guess you'd say."
Wow.
So,
That's cool. I mean, so your mime is putting forth the effort and not stopping until you're able to at least see, I guess, what you have in mind for it. I think it's really cool that you mentioned that you might do something, but then you're always thinking of how can I redo this, or how can I improve on what I've already done, or because it reminds me of like the things that I create, or the things that I try, like specifically like with a song. Whenever I go through the writing process, it's like for instance, the latest one that I'd written for Christmas of 2020, and it was interesting. I actually didn't tell you about how that came about, did I? Okay.
no.
Oh, wow.
Please elaborate.
Well,
By all
please
means.
don't laugh at me.
Should I promise?
You don't have to. Actually, I was dreaming, and in the dream, I was talking to this young lady. She was Latina, actually. Interestingly enough, I don't know. And I was like, oh man, I was attracted to her. I was just like, dude. And the interesting thing was, oh man, that's not the Christmas song. It's another one. Okay. Apparently, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And I can't even remember the name of the song. It's just so bad. But let me
bring you back in a little bit there.
I was just thinking about two songs that I'd written and the mental process, because they're the most recent ones I'd written. Let me go with the Christmas song first. The Christmas song. What is the Christmas song about? Anyway.
Christmas?
I don't know. For some reason, my mind is just mixing things together. But the Christmas song, I wanted to write something for Christmas of 2020. And I had no idea what to write about, because 2019, I wrote a song. It's called Why I Hate Christmas. Remember that one?
Yes.
And you're like, what's this about? And I remember that text. I was like, this is great. And but this year, it's just like, what can I talk about? Because it's like, it's, or not, it's a pandemic going on. There's nothing joyful. Everything's crazy. I was like, that doesn't sound like a Christmas song to me.
No.
But I woke up like maybe a few weeks before Christmas, a month and a few days. And
how long were you asleep?
I think 6 hours. It was a full night's sleep, I think, But I woke up and I was just like, oh my goodness, I can write about, what's going on and how can it be turned around to where, it can be something positive, just like the one that I did in 2019. Something that we can take away and possibly remember down the line, And that's where I had the inspiration for, writing about the pandemic in it. Not, just sitting there or camping there, but just like, hey, things are crazy, but the things that are crazy and we can't control, let's not focus on them, but let's focus on the things that we can. How we treat other people, people in need or whatever it might be.
Right.
Because that's our business. And the things that aren't our business or the things we can't control and are out of our hands. And let's focus on what we can and really put everything into that. And it reminds me also what you were saying about what your mime is, that, you believe in, okay, I'm going to do this. Okay, if I fail, okay, I'm going to work on it again. All right? My business is, doing what I know is, what I supposed to do, taking care of what's mine, or if I have a family or things like that. And, doing my best to champion through that and accomplish those things.
Yeah, if first you don't succeed, you try and try again.
Yeah. I know this is we're supposed to be talking about you, but the second the second one I've written with the Latina girl, let's go back to that. Yeah. The name of the song is I'm Just Not Into You. Right? So it's kind of like the basis of this whole story. Saw this girl in my dream. I was like, oh man, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. I pulled up my chair and I started, talking to her. It's like, hey, how are you? I don't remember what I was saying. But when it came for her response, she was like, look, I know that if I give you a chance, basically, I'll stop living. I'll stop being free. I'll stop all of these different things. Basically, because of, I knew who you are when you pulled your chair up to me. And because of that, I know this is not going to work. So the basis of that in the dream was, the weird thing was, like, I also knew that this person was an extension of me as well, with the experiences I'd had, knowing about the different types of people I've met and their effect on me. And it was tough to hear it when I was turned down by myself in the dream, but I saw it to be a valid thing. Like, if I see someone or I see a situation that's going to be toxic for me, and if I entertain it, I give into that, especially when I recognize it from the beginning that it is a toxic situation, I will kill myself by entering in that situation. So it was kind of like a lesson about life for me up to this point, in my 37 years of life. And it was an interesting transaction, because it was like myself and this other person was telling me no, because you're a toxic person. And that was really tough. But anyway, so that's what the song is about being rejected or rejecting something because you know that it's going to be your downfall. I don't know how that ties into your mind, but it was a nice side.
A lot of people are afraid of rejection. They just can't do it, can't cope with it.
Yeah, I mean, it scares me to death. But enough about me. So I hear you're an actor. Or you're an actor, right?
Who told you that?
I was, looking on Facebook. I was like, I know this guy. He looks familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah, I've done a little work here and there. most current thing you can find me on is a mini series called Bermuda City, and it's streaming on Amazon Prime right now.
Oh yeah.
So,
oh yeah.
those of you out there who have Amazon Prime, go look up Bermuda City.
Yes, I enjoyed. It was four episodes.
Oh, there's actually 6 right now.
6 of them. Okay.
Yeah, we still have a few more to go. So.
Okay. Is he still filming through this fun time, or?
No, nothing's really took place recently, but there are plans to get back involved. Yes.
There was a another film that you were involved in that a lot of people know about. Which one was that now?
There's a few more probably. The Walking Dead, Insurgent. I've done some minor work on. They were both a lot of fun. Now there's some more independent projects I've done. You can basically went straight to DVD type projects. Like Soldier's Joy is one. If you want to look that up.
Okay, Soldiers. That was the Civil War, right?
Yeah,
Civil War
based around the Civil War and witchcraft, so to speak.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it was kind of a last minute part. The director had actually seen my acting on the Bermuda City, and asked me to participate in his little project. So at last minute, so I jumped right in. Yeah, it was. We were supposed to have some more other projects lined up, but due to COVID and due to I think financial issues is of course one of the big issues, and anybody trying to get started in film, it's just like all the starving musicians out there. Everybody's trying to make it.
I know what that's about.
Yeah,
man. Wow.
Everybody helps each other out, and you do what you can do to get by and to get to that point where we're all dreaming of,
Yes. Have you been recently able to do anything with your passion of acting?
I haven't really. I have auditioned for a couple of things, but nothing promising. I had a part. It's going to be filmed in Mississippi. It's sort of a Western.
Ooh.
It was going to be filmed around the Natchez Trace.
Okay.
Down in Mississippi.
Yeah.
I had a role for that, and then the whole thing just kind of fell apart when the pandemic happened.
Oh man. So. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I really enjoyed watching the work that I'd seen that you had done. Oh, one of the specifically in the Bermuda City web series. I thought
it's actually a mini series.
Mini series, soon to be a bigger project. When you were, I can't remember, you were in that. I don't know which one that is. The second season? No, it's third, I think. Where you were singing in that.
That was episode 5.
Episode 5.
Yeah, I was in the jail cell.
In the jail cell, yeah, and you were just like. It was interesting.
My weak attempt at Johnny Cash.
Well, I mean, it's like I know you personally.
Yeah.
So I was just like, who's this guy? It was great. I was just like, but then I saw, glimpses of Patrick, and I was just like, wow, okay, I can see that. It's just a weird experience. I've never experienced that before, where someone I knew was acting as someone else, and on film, and it was pretty cool.
I appreciate it, man. I've had a few friends that have told me something similar to that. Like, wow, I couldn't believe that was you.
Oh yeah, like what? Who is this guy?
Of course, I hope to get to hone in the skills and get better as time goes.
Yeah. Well, I really enjoyed it. Like in not necessarily that scene, but what would you do to mentally prepare for like a filming session or a scene like that? Like how do you prepare to get into the character and present the a script, I guess, in your own way, in your own words. Well, not own words, with your own presentation that is you and your interpretation of what character you're playing. How do you prepare for that?
Well, the first thing you do is you got to learn to remember the lines.
Oh, okay.
then you can insert the rest. As depending on the director, what kind of direction you've had up front. Sometimes you may not have any direction up front. They just give you the sides and here, prepare yourself for this.
Okay.
And that's happened to me before, where the way I was reading it, it was totally different than what the director wanted.
Interesting.
On set. So when I got there that day, I had it all prepared and rehearsed in my head, rehearsed at home.
Yeah.
And I'm on set, and oh, here I go. And then he's like, hang on, try it this way. I'm okay. Back to zero, but I pulled it off, and
yeah,
I thought it went well. So.
Yeah, it was really cool. How about for like with any of the other films or projects you had been on? I mean, is it the same approach that you have, or
it's some are different. A lot of them are really like you'd say like B-rated movies, real low budget. It's just fun and games kind of thing. So some of them directors they're just happy with you being there. They get somebody to be involved.
Oh man.
And others are, which I like the ones that'll come out and actually direct you and tell you, this is how I want it. This is what I'm looking for. Try this, I enjoyed that more, that connection with the director and to me too, it either they kind of bring out the best in you or what they're looking for.
Okay.
Rather than just turn you loose, because you may not know what that director has in mind, You may not know what the outcome or the ending is going to be of all this, how it's going to turn out, what the plot is, Wow. Sometimes you just know scene for scene, They kind of keep you in the dark a lot. So
now, when you're stepping into the shoes of the character that you're playing, is there like a process, like when you're at home, like do they have like a list of their personality? How do they communicate that to you, who that person is? How do they do that so that you can get into a mindset and slip into their shoes, so to speak? Do they?
Well, I've had them say like, well, I've got this kind of character in mind, So if you can watch some of his stuff and kind of get a vibe off of that, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And like I said, some just say, just give you some free reign sometimes and just try to be creative, But.
Yeah, because I mean, as you know, I was interested in checking out some, acting. But when it was just like, I don't know how to be able to get into a character and all that stuff. I don't know anything about it. And like you said, the first step is memorizing your lines, and I forget my own songs. So I'm I'm not going to make this happen. So I was just curious about that. So I guess moving on from that, I know you do little music. You had told me about a song that you had written or had begun to write with a friend of yours.
Yeah.
And you never got to finish that. What was that? What is the difference between for you writing a song versus, I guess, writing a script off? Let's see. How can I say that? What would be the difference between writing a song or envisioning a song versus envisioning the character that you will be coming into? Are there similarities? Maybe I'm not explaining this right, but
haven't really thought of it that way too much.
Because I know that it's of course a process, and like I know that even in the industry, you've got the music business industry, right. And then you have, of course, motion picture industry, and it's been my experience that it doesn't necessarily mean that the individuals that are actors doesn't necessarily mean, even though they are, celebrity or, just enthusiasts in their field doesn't mean that they're going to always get to know other people that are on the other side of, like a actor getting to know a musician. So I was just wondering if maybe it's a different thought process, between a singer or writer and a actor or actress.
I can't really speak about all of it, but I can see from some standpoints where, like creating a song, sometimes the song has a meaning. It has realism. It's true.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Sometimes it's totally fiction. It's totally made up.
Yeah.
So, but even though musicians, I notice, the way they get involved, the soul, the feeling, the emotions into their songs, it's a similar thing to acting, I think.
Okay.
Where you can just picture yourself as that character and become that character.
Okay, I can see that totally.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just don't know much about the acting in that world.
I don't know that a whole lot. I mean, a lot about music.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I love it, I've been around all my life. I mean, I don't consider myself a musician. I've sang in a few bands over the years, but as far as playing instruments, I'm not that great. I wish. I had some friends of mine from high school that would tell me, like, man, you're the one that got me into playing guitar, man.
Wow.
I can't believe that you're not. You should be so good, because when we first started out, and these guys are like playing, and they're like playing shows all the time now, and I'm like, it just kind of brings me down a little bit,
Oh, no.
Dang, I wish I'd hung with it,
I will say
that's probably one of my biggest regrets, not hanging in there with the music. But
wow.
even though I love music and I have to have a passion for it,
Yeah, I mean, I will say this. I think it's really awesome how people that we both know, they will always describe you as a walking music encyclopedia. That you know everything. Yes, that you know everything about just music and just like not really random, but just facts that a lot of people would just pass over. And that's one thing I really admire about you is that just like your library at your house of all those CDs, it's just it's like what's in your mind. You know a lot of history, know a lot about things that a lot of people like I said pass over, and I think that's really cool. So I guess in a way, you're able to live out or live through the things you have heard about and read about musicians or bands or that still makes you some sort of like a rock star still,
music is what feelings sound like.
Ooh, music. Okay, say that again.
Music is what feelings sound like.
Music is what. Okay, that's completely going over my head. Can you say it again?
Music is what feelings sound like.
Music is what feelings sound like. I agree with that. Oh my goodness. It's interesting how something like that I guess I'm just thinking about it as you're saying it, and it's just like, man, that is so true because and it makes even more sense to the fact that you don't have to be someone who plays an instrument to truly understand and appreciate the music. Someone who appreciates life and its experiences, I think, like in your case, pushing through failures or rejections or whatever that life throws at you, I can see where music would have a special meaning of all types. Because that's one thing I thought was really cool about you. Is like, it doesn't matter what type it is. If you hear it and it sounds great to you, you're there with it.
Yeah.
And you just like you don't have necessarily a preference for any kind. I would imagine you would, but if it sounds good, and it's got something. And
it's got soul, it's got feeling, it's got heart.
Yeah.
Meaning.
Yeah. I think it's really cool.
Music moves people, man.
Yeah.
Music brings us together.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Despite differences, music can bring you together.
Yeah. So we're right now in one of the music capitals in the.
Absolutely.
So, like, are there any particular groups or artists from this area that you really enjoy, current or past?
Man, we have so much great talent here. I wouldn't even know where to begin.
I agree.
Golly.
Yeah, there's a lot. There is a lot. I
So much.
yeah, I enjoy the friendships and networking, or the friendships that I've I guess forged through networking here, with so many people that from hip hop to country or like Americana to even like what was that there was one style they call it it's kind of like a bluegrass punk. I've heard some people that have that. And then blues, of course, punk grass. Yeah. So I think that's wow. And just all from this area. Of course, southern Tennessee area too, where we're from. So,
and what's cool about it too, man, is that being from this area too, I know most all these musicians around here. If I didn't go to school with them or I hung out with them, we're friends.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a pretty cool connection to know. Also that hey, I know this guy. I've known him all my life or something.
Wow.
And here they are making this great music. It's something to be proud of as well.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah, like if let's see, like speaking of music, I was thinking during this time that we're experiencing, have you been able to? I know you work a lot, but have you been able to kind of get out and catch some of this music that's being, it's like bleeding from people, because it's like we're all looking for some sort of from the musician side, some release to be able to express their craft, express themselves through music. And then like for the receivers, the patrons, to be able to hear something. It's that, that exchange of someone giving and someone receiving, and, them giving attention. It's just back and forth. Have you kind of experienced that desire, and have you been able to find opportunities to be able to go out and see some live music?
I have recently, believe it or not, and it was pretty exciting. Well, I was going to say first that like a guy I work with is a musician, and I asked him if he'd been playing anywhere lately, and he said, no, man. He said, we've went to parking lots, asked permission for store owners in parking lots if we can just set up in the back of our pickup truck and play to the people.
Wow.
And they would come and just watch, from a distance, And he said that they just couldn't take it no more. They had to get out and play somewhere, do something, So,
wow.
But yeah, I have. I've been. I've got to go to a few shows here recently, and it was pretty exciting, weird, odd, and unusual, but exciting at the same time. I went to the Ryman recently.
Okay.
To see a band, and it was a couple of blues musicians.
Okay.
And it was just so weird. They had the ropes to guide you in, herd you in like cattle.
Oh my goodness!
You can't venture off nowhere. You have to stay in this area. There's no food, no drink, no nothing was allowed on the property. Everybody had to be 6 foot or more apart.
Wow!
I was the only person sitting on my bench, and in a way, it was really nice. In a way, it was kind of sad.
Yeah.
It's like, where's the crowds of people just cheering and chanting, and then.
Man.
But you could just sit back and kick your feet up in the seat in front of you and not have to worry about nobody. It's almost like being at home. So I've bbeen to 3 shows lately, man.
Oh, I remember you were
2 nights ago. We were in Huntsville.
Yeah, you were.
To a show.
I was texting you. Okay. Yeah.
Man, similar situation. Tables spread out. But it just felt so good to get to hear some live music. Man.
Wow.
And it just.
Yeah.
Because we've all, It's been a rough year for a lot of people. We've all been in the slums, I guess you'd say, and to get to go to a show and just that's kind of a pick you up.
Yeah.
Just picked you up, made you feel good, started feeling a little bit of sense of normalcy.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that, well, I haven't been to any shows actually. I don't know. I've just been hiding away. No, I'm kidding.
I've got one more coming up, New Year's.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm also still sitting on 8 pairs of tickets.
Oh.
From the past year and a half.
Wow.
And the shows have been canceled. Or rescheduled.
Wow.
Yeah.
8 shows.
8 sets of tickets I've got right now.
Whew. Wow.
So, yeah, I like music.
I like music.
Say. Yeah.
Wow, man. I haven't been to any, but I did talk to Rez, as you know.
Yeah.
And
good guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And he was saying, similar to that, but of course from the musician side is I've got to get out and I've got to put out there my message, my craft, and share it, man. I've got to. Even he had even said that now that since it had been, since they had been able to get together and practice and stuff like that, he's really been pushing for that and trying to do more and more, and that of course he's not getting any more money or anything per show, but it's just the fact that he can get out there and do it, and I don't know, I might look at booking some spots. I don't know. I like really.
You should do something. Yeah, just do something,
Well, that's why I wanted to do this. I mean, I want to, instead of always playing music, always being on stage, be across the table from someone and talk about something. Even though these podcasts will be, echoing around the world, but it's like, man, it's an opportunity for me to be able to go outside of the 3 minutes that's on a record. I've been releasing a lot of singles over the years, and I would expect people to get to know me out of 3 minutes, 6 minutes a year. Sometimes when I have 2 releases, and it's not possible. So, I'm
playing live is where it's at. It's where you really connect with people.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like for me, whenever I would perform live, one of the things I would hate, and I've been actively changing this since I've been doing live work. I would hate it whenever I would come off of the stage and have to interact with people, because my comfort zone was on stage where I don't have to talk to anybody. I just talk at people.
Yeah.
And, I could change the way I sing to be able to cause people to respond to me in a different way or whatever. But I would be afraid of just, mingling and talking. But now it's just the opposite, because of the pandemic, I had realized that I was I would keep to myself, and I wouldn't have relationships with people, and I would avoid them. But the pandemic showed me that. And since that, I've been actively putting forth an effort to be able to connect. So this is part of that. But
cool.
But so it's of course still a process for me to be able to do this, and try not to think about whenever I feel kind of like nervous when I'm talking.
Yeah.
On the podcast, to not stumble over myself by thinking about, okay, there's a lot of people that are gonna hear me mess up or whatever, and just not think about it, and
you're just that's natural.
So
I can only imagine what you're thinking about me right now.
What? I'm thinking. Well, I was just like, I bet he's thinking that I'm just kind of really drawing this out because I don't have anything to say, and you're right. So
it's one of those where you care but you don't care.
What? I do. So,
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So have you been into any shows lately? What you watching when you have time?
To like going to movies.
Or at the house,
Oh man,
or on
yeah.
your phone, or into any new shows, or.
Well, I try to the best I can, but like we were saying, I work a lot, and I'm actually on vacation right now. So,
Okay.
So you caught me at a good time.
Yes.
But, I have a full-time job, a business. I do some acting. And I try to get out and enjoy life and go to concerts and do what we can, do stuff with the family. So we've got a vacation next week coming up.
Ooh,
so I'm excited, yeah.
All right.
But yeah, we try to do some movie watching. We actually watched a movie last night. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of my favorite things to do as well. I love watching movies.
Do you analyze the actors' approaches, to scenes or to characters? Do you glean from like what you're watching? I mean, because I'm
try
like
to
that.
learn. Yeah, what you're saying?
Because yeah. Because I mean, it's like whenever I'm at a concert, I'm constantly just analyzing. Oh, I like the way he did that. Or I like that the way that he sang that word. I never thought about doing it. So when you watch movies, do you do that as well, or?
Yeah, I do.
You do.
And I'm critical as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You like call them out on their stuff, like, man, that was lame. Come on.
Yeah, and I know if they deserve it, they'll get it. But, and I'm talking about not just if it was bad, but I mean like if they did an excellent job, man, I can see. I'm like, man, he deserves an award right there.
Wow. Okay.
So and I'd be like, well, other times it might be lame,
Mm-hmm. Tough crowd.
Yeah.
Tough
Of course,
crowd.
I guess we all criticize ourselves just as bad,
Yeah. Yeah, I know I do.
I don't like to hear myself talk either, so.
You don't?
No.
Oh, man.
I do not. I've got that southern voice, so.
I do too, though. So.
But it's not, you don't notice it, though. I mean, it's bad unless you're on a mic or you hear your voice back on a phone or something like that,
Wow. I think it's cool. I tell people a lot, because I practice a southern voice, and I'm like, man, I think I could be a country singer. And they're like, no.
I don't think you have it. It's not that deep.
Nope. Because with that one song, that
You'd
one
have to
country,
try, put effort into it.
yes, it's so tough, man. Because I don't want to sound like a sellout or anything, like, oh, he's a sellout, because he doesn't speak this way. So, I don't know, because I do have that one song. I'm not going to say the name of it, but that is a country song, quote, quote, country song. And I've been trying to figure out how to be able to release it, because it's like it doesn't match with anything that I do. So I'm just...
Yeah, I'm still waiting to hear it.
Had I not sent it to you?
I don't think so. No.
Oh man. Yeah. I'm looking to release it at some point. I was wanting to release it on the album coming up, but I probably won't, because it's already filled up. I'm at like 14 songs again, because I keep writing songs for this album.
That's a lot of songs for an album.
Yes, it is. Yes, especially a digital album. Maybe I should just do
12 to 14 is a good number for an album.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I always felt like I was a little bit gypped. Like when I bought an album, it was like 8, 9 songs, maybe 10 tops.
No.
I'd be like, come on, man. Y'all could have thrown at least 1 or 2 more in there,
Yeah, and I'd heard that for it to be considered an album, it has to be at least 7 songs. I was like, what? No.
Yeah, I think most EPs are, 5?
Mm-hmm. I was just like, no way, man. It's got to be at least, I'd say 10.
At least
at least, 10. Yeah. But
I prefer a couple more, but 10's good.
Has Mike Ferris been doing any?
I know I watched some of his stuff through the whole pandemic.
Okay.
He did some live performances from his home.
Okay, I'd seen a couple of those.
Yeah, those were good, yeah, it was a lot of fun. He's actually he just did his usual Christmas special.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if he was doing one
Wait a minute, what's the date?
or had done one.
It may be this week,
Okay.
but he did 2 shows and they were both sold out.
Ooh. And that was online, or?
I didn't go this year. It's probably the first year I haven't went
Okay.
in a while.
Where was it?
3rd and Lindsley.
3rd and Leslie. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I really want to go out and I want to see movies and stuff, but I'm scared to go into theaters. But I'm gonna go.
Well, some theaters aren't even open yet.
Yeah. The one in Lawrenceburg is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Excuse me, my voice. I got allergies and it.
Oh no.
Yeah, my voice.
Oh
Crazy.
no.
But we went to Lawrenceburg the other night. We did the traditional family movie we watch every year.
Yeah.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh my goodness, they were showing it there.
Yes. So we went to the movies and saw it, and it was great.
Wow, I ain't seen that
We
in
had a
years.
good time.
It's so great. I remember I'd seen it. I didn't get it when I was younger, but I definitely want to check it out. Being an adult, I know make more sense, but yeah, I also would like to see. Well, I've seen that one, but I want to see. Have you seen any of the Christmas Carol? The Christmas Carol, like with
Which
Patrick
one?
Stewart, the one with Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't seen that one.
Okay, I haven't seen any of them, and we actually were at church, and they had like something for the lesson or the talk, and it had to do with the different ones: Christmas past, Christmas present, Christmas future. I don't know. I was just saying, it'd be cool to check out some of those. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I haven't seen those, and I was just thinking about movies I hadn't seen. I think that's where I was going. But anyway, so are there any other ones that you've seen? Any shows like maybe like there's let's see, there's a new Wonder Woman coming out. Are you looking at
Yes,
checking
it
that?
comes out Christmas.
Yeah, I'm wanting to go see that.
Yeah, we are too. We probably will.
Oh yeah, I had been looking at some of the old ones like Ant-Man, Ant and Wasp,
Yeah.
I think, and then checking out, just kind of going through the line of all of them and just trying to follow it on out. I don't know where to start with the Marvels. That's just, I don't know where to start, man. It's just like there's too many.
Yeah, you need to start in a certain order because they kind of all tie in together.
Yes,
I mean, you don't really have to, but it would.
it would make
Some
more
of
sense.
the things would make more sense to you if you did.
Yeah,
And you should. I mean, the Avengers movies are great.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
have
I
you
love
seen
all
the
of them.
previews of the new Loki?
No, I
It's gonna
haven't.
be it's going to be a TV series.
Really? Is it the
Yes.
same actor or is
Yes.
it? Okay.
You need to watch the previews to Loki.
Okay.
Interesting.
And that's going to be on. What platform is that going to be on?
That's a good question. I think I done forgot that one.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
because I know that Disney has a Marvel Marvel section. It's got for Pixar, Star Wars. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Well, there's some other ones, but Disney Plus. But yeah, man, I'd like to sit down and do a little bit more watching myself, but in preparation for the releases and all that stuff. Time is not as abundant as I would like.
I know all about that.
Have you been able to do any hunting this year?
Nope. I haven't bought a
None?
license in probably 2 or 3 years.
What?
Just because I'm so busy working.
Yeah. Well, I went for the first time last Saturday.
Really?
Yeah.
Deer hunting?
Deer hunting. I went with a buddy of mine and his buddy of his, and it was interesting. It was very interesting. Never did anything like that before. Got up at like 5 or 4:30 got out there at 5, and I want to go again. He's talking about Saturday, so.
I tell you one good thing about hunting. Not only, I mean, I'm not one that just shoots whatever and leaves it laying.
Yeah.
Whatever I kill, we eat.
Mm.
You know, and if our cooler's full, I donate it to somebody.
Nice.
Or donate it to a charity that will provide food for the needy.
Wow.
So it's not going to go wasted. But the biggest thing I enjoy about hunting is just the peace and quiet and the time you spend in the woods to get kind of become one with yourself again. You know, it gives you a lot of time to think, soak up things.
Mm-hmm.
I think even if you don't hunt, man, it's good for somebody just go out in the woods and sit in the quiet, man. I swear.
Wow.
That's really one of the things I enjoy about it.
Wow. That was what I experienced. I mean, I remember going out there and just feeling like, man, this is great. You know, even though we were going there to possibly shoot a deer, but it was nice to be able to just go. It was a whole different just feeling. I mean, I live in the woods, you know, but it was a different thing. I don't know why that was, but you know, it's something I always remember. I'd love to, you know, go back and, you know, experience.
Of course, I mean, there's nothing like the excitement, you know.
Yeah.
Up to the point of the kill, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. I'm definitely down for that. I told you I was interested in bow hunting, possibly, you know, out west, northwest area, and, you know, see how that turns out. You know, the whole going out there, and I don't know about camping in the middle of winter, but, you know, yeah, definitely having a bow or a crossbow or compound. I'm not sure, whichever one I learned first. But getting out there and, you know, finding the trail of an elk or something, and well, an elk, not something. Let's be specific. I don't want to stumble on some. You know, I'm tracking
somebody.
Yeah, or a grizzly. I don't want to track a grizzly intentionally. No, that never ends well. But or a cat. You know, one of the cats of prey or whatever. Yeah, definitely. I'd like to experience that because I've heard a lot of great things about, you know, people that have done that. They, you know, are able to really discover a lot about themselves through that experience of, you know, the tension of tracking, the expectation, the anticipation of, okay, you know, I'm anticipate taking something's life, and all of the tension that comes with that. Man, and that it has a lot of life lesson that one can take from that. I guess also from being in the woods, the fact that, you know, it's just raw nature. There's nothing civilized about that at all. Right. You got wolves to be concerned about, bears, you got elk, you know, moose maybe. I mean, them things are gnarly. So I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to experiencing more of that with the hunting and stuff, and not about the, you know, killing the animal part, but just the experience, the whole thing. And looking forward.
Yeah, I was hoping to this year, but buying a license for just 2 weeks just really don't make much sense, even though I've done it many times. Yeah. Who doesn't do things that doesn't make sense sometimes?
Yeah,
but,
I do that all the time.
But really, we really don't have a lot of land or any land to hunt on, really. So I've got a couple of friends that have some land I can hunt on.
Yeah.
But, you know, it don't make any sense for me to buy into a lease. You know, because I might not ever get on it.
Yeah.
It's wasting money.
Wow. Man. So you have any really cool hunting stories or anything that you had experienced, or anything to kind of shed light on the experience?
I guess
for our listeners?
One of the first deer that I ever shot, I was in my teens. I was sitting on the ground, didn't have a stand at the time, so I was leaned up against a tree. In the area we were in, we had a lot of people with us, so everybody was spread out as far as it could,
Mm-hmm.
different ridges and hollers. And so I'm sitting there against a tree, and, it gets, after a while, you get kind of sleepy sometimes. You'll nod off and whatever. But I can remember this one particular incident where I had nodded off, and when I opened my eyes, there stood this buck right in front of me.
Oh my goodness!
Probably wasn't 20 yards from me, in a little old road. And,
oh man!
And I hear my gun's like down, so I still got to think I got to raise this gun up and aim it at him without him seeing me. So here I am. I start bringing my gun up real slowly, and if he ever turned his head, of course, I'd move a little bit quicker,
Yeah.
Anyway, and I get the scope on him, and I pull the hammer back.
Oh man!
Click. I was like, what was that? I looked down, and the hammer had caught my glove, stopped it from firing. I was like, dadgummit. The deer look, he kind of looked right at me when he heard that click noise. I pulled the hammer back again. Bam! Shot him that time.
Oh man!
He did a complete flip. Complete flip.
Good Lord!
And landed right back where he was at.
Man, what was the gun you were using?
That's a 30-30.
Oh, 30-30. Okay.
It's my first gun, and it's still the gun I hunt with today.
Wow. And that's the
Lever action.
lever action.
Yeah.
I remember seeing those. That became my favorite gun because we used to watch Bonanza.
Yeah.
And
Gunsmoke.
Western movies. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, all of them. And it's like, my dad had 2 of them with the octagon barrels.
Oh, really?
Sold both of them. I think he sold them
man.
both for like $1,500 a piece, and this has been 20 years ago.
Dang.
Yeah, they were passed down from my great grandfather, so they had to get rid of them. But anyway, yeah, man, that's exciting. I mean, I've never seen an animal killed like that. And how does that feel to know that you've done that? I mean, even though you're gonna use it and eat it or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, how does that feel?
Well, it's I guess the sense of accomplishment, pride, and I guess brings you a little closer to
Wow.
feeling manly,
Yeah. Okay.
So of course you have to gut your first deer.
Oh,
Of course, you have
man.
to gut any of them, but so you have to go through that process.
Oh,
It's
no.
all a unique experience, and I have another story I could tell.
Okay.
I got my wife into hunting with me, and we would hunt out of a buddy stand. Usually if we hunted in a buddy stand, I wouldn't even carry my gun.
Mhm.
I'd let her shoot, So, and she had never killed a buck.
Oh wow.
She's killed a few does, and of course, like I said, we eat everything. And this one time, she had the opportunity to shoot a buck, nice buck,
Wow.
and it went down in front of us, and she had a couple different openings to shoot it, but she didn't.
Oh.
And I'm like, "Are you gonna shoot it or not?" And she's nervous. She said, when you're about to kill something like that, your heart feels like it's going to jump out of your chest. The excitement, the adrenaline, everything.
Can't imagine.
Just pumping.
Wow.
And that's what she told me. She said, "Oh my God, I thought my heart was coming out of my chest. I've never experienced that before." And I said, "Yeah, that's part of it."
Wow.
But the deer finally, it was just about to get out of sight. And I said, "Look, if you're going to shoot this thing, you better do it." And I had a grunt call on me, and she had to swap positions with her
Oh,
gun.
wow.
I said, "Just lay it across in front of me. I laid my arm up there to use it for a prop."
Mm.
And I said, "You better take the shot. I'm fixing to blow the grunt." Of course, so I hit the grunt, and he stopped. And I said, "Now's the time." So she pulled the trigger, and and it ran off. She's like, "I think I missed it." And I said, "I think you hit it.
Oh wow.
Pretty sure you hit it." So we got down. We waited about an hour. We wanted to let the dust settle, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So we got down and went over there and to where I saw the area that she'd shot it in. I found just a little bounce of blood.
Mm-hmm.
said, yeah. He said, you hit it. And I said, come on, we'll trail it,
Oh, wow.
So we were going up the hill, and I saw something up at the hill. It looked funny, odd shaped, rather than normal.
Uh-huh.
And I said, stay right here. Let me go up here and inspect it before you come up there. So I went up there and looked, and it was the deer.
Oh, wow.
What he'd done, he was laying against a log, and just the way the silhouette of everything looked from a distance, it was just odd. And so he'd fell over, and his horn stuck in the ground.
Oh, man.
So he was twisted up, and laying against that log, and he was just weird looking.
Man.
And the good thing about it was, though, he wasn't but about 40 yards from our vehicle.
Oh, wow.
He ran almost to our vehicle and died. So,
man, that's ironic. Wow.
So she come on up there, and she gutted her first deer and everything.
Oh, wow.
We ate the heart and everything.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow. I was curious about that because I was like, do you eat it raw or do you?
No, you cook it. You boil it first.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of different ways you can prepare them.
Because I'd heard about different ways that some people do it. That they'll cut the heart out, and then they'll use like other organs to season it. Like I think the gallbladder because of the bile. I don't know. I didn't know how.
I've never done that.
I've never either, but I've never. Yeah, well, I was just curious. It's like, do you eat any of the other organs or anything like that, or?
I imagine you could, but the heart's the only thing I've ever eaten.
Okay. Wow. That's interesting. Man, I have yet to check that out. Yeah, I could imagine like whenever you're about to, pull the trigger, that your heart's racing and it's an experience, definitely. Man. Well, what do you see for, I guess, the spring 2021? I always look at springtime being, a new beginning. Things are starting to, even before the first leaf starts to bud,
come back to life.
Yeah. What, even before that, there's this anticipation of just, life budding, coming out of hibernation. So like in your life, like what do you see, what, in accordance to, I guess, your mime, how, I guess, can you see things budding or new things taking place or things that you've already done and maybe through this time have become like the winter, everything's dormant, everything's underground, everything's, just staying still. So how do you see your life for spring 2021 budding and coming out of hibernation? What do you see for yourself?
Excuse me. Well, it's been a very unusual year, that's for sure, and I've had my share of issues this summer, or the whole year rather, on many levels. Definitely been a learning curve, so I am looking definitely for a fresh start. There's been, I guess, some things have been more eye openers. I'm going to live life a little more than I have been. Most of my life I've worked. I've had so many irons in the fire, that.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like my brain. I'm going. I'm always doing something. So I'm going to try and slow down a little bit more and focus on other things, more important things, family, living life, seeing things I've never seen before. Just
Nice.
that kind of stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I for mine, the release of my first full-length album, I'd like to also do a little travel, maybe go to Mexico or get a friend down there I want to go see and visit with a couple friends and just do a little bit of a travel time. That's just for the spring, but I definitely want to continue the trend throughout the year, creating new music, traveling, connecting with people, doing more of the podcast sessions, and just enjoying being alive, kind of like what you're saying. because I had a lot of irons in the fire. But I think it took a lot of those irons in the fire for me to discover what I wanted to do, what I want to put my time into. I know it's a little more difficult with you because you have a family. I'm just by myself. And so, I could just stop something, but, it's different implications for you having a family. You can't just, drop, anything anytime.
Drop your kids off somewhere.
No, no, you can't do that. So that's interesting. It really is interesting. So anything you got to ask me, or this has been kind of a talk kind of geared toward you? Anything you want to kind of talk about?
Well, you touched on it a little bit, is people who do know you and are a fan of your music.
Yeah.
I guess they would like to know what all is coming up for the future for Zine OT.
Well, for me, I plan on getting as much sleep as I can, play as many video games as I can, and I'm kidding. No. Oh man, like I said, the album, I want to, really put into that. And the reason why the album is on hold right now is because my friend Chase had an accident and was injured from the accident, of course. And so he's out of commission and until probably first maybe middle of the year. Middle of January. So, but he's up and walking around, still doing PT. We've been talking back and forth. He's still feeling good about maybe 3 weeks from now getting in the studio and working. But that is on the horizon. Of course, the podcast here. I'm trying to figure out ways to be able to flesh it out and build on what I've started with it. And then, I really would like to start doing some just really online stuff. I'd like to do some stuff in person, but with me having my business, it's so much more... it's easier for me to just do things online because I don't have to travel. I don't have to go anywhere. And that's why I've been kind of like, okay, I have a little time to do like a live performance. And instead of having to travel an hour one way, I just, push the live button and then I'll do an hour or 15 minutes, whatever. And then push stop. Yeah. Talk to the people that are watching, and that's it. I'm still at the house, and it's so convenient. And I could be like after a long day at work, I don't have to go anywhere, and that's my reason.
It sounds a little lazy.
Yes, I'm very lazy.
I'm just kidding. I totally understand.
Yeah.
Especially right now.
Yeah. I'm not per se, concerned about the COVID thing. I live by myself. So, but I'm considerate of other people. But it's just I don't want to travel and do that. I remember when I started playing live, it was at a coffee shop, and just that whole grind of getting there and doing the setting up and all this. I don't know. I just got tired of it. I just really got tired of it. And maybe it was that I didn't feel the appreciation, maybe, but it was like, I think that's probably what it was, because what I crave is like the small, house concert type thing.
Small settings.
Yeah. Even if I share the stage with 15 other artists, I don't care. I just want the small stage and, at a house concert or something like that, where people are there for music, not there to eat. They might eat there at a house concert, but they're there for the people that they're friends on stage or people they've heard of that are on stage, small house, like 30 people or something. And it's just, I'd love to do like go on what do they call those, touring. I'd love to do that, invited to a house concert, with maybe a couple other artists and play music and man, go from house to house to house to house. I'd love that more than any other type of opportunity, in terms of like playing at, a bar or, bar restaurant, stuff's like, ugh, I don't know these people. It's ridiculous.
But, I see where you're going.
Yeah, I like that intimacy, man.
Those new people, though, that's the ones that need to hear you.
I know. I need to get over myself. Is that what you're saying? I think that's what you're saying.
Maybe just a little bit.
It's not all about me.
I can see kind of like, that whole stage set up and the packing up and traveling. And, I can see how it's monotonous, but you're doing what you love, what your passion is. And it's kind of like, let's just say, for example, you're in love with someone, and this someone has a child from another person. So,
oh boy,
when you accept that person, you're accepting that child as well. So, it's kind of like that. Like if you got to deal with all the stage equipment setting up and breaking down until you get to that point, until you can pay somebody to do it all for you. It's all Zane's got to do it all until you get to that point.
I know it's. Yeah, it's something, and it's probably just an excuse to say, for me to say, well, it's more convenient. I could see that it's an excuse because I just, I need to just suck it up. But anyway, so
suck it up, Buttercup.
Suck it up, Buttercup. Man, so what do you think about the spot here, man? I love
pretty cool.
What they did with the area here.
I like the parachute.
Yeah, for those that can't see it.
I actually have 2 parachutes myself.
Really? I think that's a real one. I think so.
Just gave me an idea.
Wow. Oh. All right, brother. Well, I think that's a good place to end it. As always, I'm really glad to be able to talk with you and discuss things. Had many talks over the years, and it's great to be able to finally sit down with you out of the last few weeks. It's been a while since I've seen you. And I want to say thanks for being my friend and for joining me on this talk. So
you're welcome.
And sharing your mind with us all. I already knew it, but, yeah, we have many talks. But all right, man. Well, is there any social media that you want people to follow or anything like that? No?
They can check out my IMDb page.
Okay.
See what all I've done as far as acting. That's about it. The passion for music. If you have Facebook, I do a little group called All Things Music.
Okay.
Try to connect a lot of people who really enjoy music. It's just crazy. We talk about music, quizzes, questions.
Wow. Okay.
A lot of people have been telling me that they really enjoy it because, especially what's going on right now, that it kind of keeps their mind off of it. And gets them on something that they really enjoy. It makes them happy. Like I said, music brings us all together, man. Just keep the music going.
Yeah, totally. So that's All Things Music.
All Things Music.
Facebook group.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, that brings this session to an end, folks. And thanks again, Patrick, for joining me on this podcast.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. We'll talk to you later. Thank you for watching today's episode of Meet the Mimes. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I did. Give us a like if you'd like, and consider subscribing to the channel to keep you up to date on the most recent content. Well, that's all for now. Stay interesting.